exciting edition of Gotmark76 this week. I am your host, Gotmark76. We have a great show lined up for you today, our big main event. We'll see the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, as he teams with the World Wrestling Federation Champion, Hulk Hogan, and they take on the two men that they defeated for their respective World Championships, Andre the Giant and the Nature Boy Ric Flair. All three matches featured on today's program, I do color commentary for. Yes, I'm back for at least this episode only. You're welcome. Just kidding. We're going to start today's show with a match, a non-title match, for the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package Lex Luger. He will take on Greg the Hammer Valentine. If Greg Valentine can secure a victory over the Total Package in this opening matchup, he will be considered for a future U.S. title opportunity. Without further ado, let's head down the ringside for the opening match this week on Gotmark76 this week. We thank you so much for joining us here as Greg Valentine makes his way to the ring.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Seattle, Washington, weighing in at 253 pounds, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Greg Valentine in singles action here today against the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package Lex Luger. But where Greg Valentine goes, his tag team partner in the Dream Team, Brutus Beefcake, is not too far behind. So the Total Package needs to keep an eye out for Brutus Beefcake. Let's head back to the ring for the announcement of the U.S. Champion.
And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 289 pounds, the United States Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger.
So Lex Luger, the U.S. Heavyweight Champion. He has been taking on all comers here in the Wrestling Legends Alliance. This match is a non-title matchup, but if Greg Valentine is able to secure a victory here, then I imagine he will be moving up the rankings for a future U.S. title match. There's the bell, away we go. Collar and elbow tie-up. Luger has Valentine, setting him up for a suplex. The very first maneuver in the match is a suplex. Up and over goes the Hammer, and the Package in control. And power slam down to the mat goes the Hammer. Greg Valentine in trouble. Gorilla press slam by the Total Package. Look at the strength of the U.S. Champion. Goes for the cover. Is that going to do it? One, and the kick out at one by Hammer. Of course, Hammer, a former U.S. Heavyweight Champion. Luger now setting up Valentine. And Luger going to work on the chest of the Hammer. Choking the Hammer right now, has the count of 5 to break it up, and does. Luger now, he's in trouble. Valentine picks up Luger and drapes him across the top rope. Nicely done on the part of the Hammer. Hammer trying to steal victory. 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by Luger. Greg Valentine using his skill to his advantage, his expertise. He's a ring veteran. And he was using that to his advantage here. He was going for that quick cover. Greg the Hammer Valentine does not get paid by the hour. here in the Wrestling Legends Alliance, now working the arm of the total package, more specifically the left hand of the total package, and a nice maneuver on the part of the Hammer because Luger needs that hand to set up the torture rack. And now Valentine doing what he does best and working the leg of the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, rolls him over, goes for the cover. Is that enough to put away the package? No, but kick out at one. But with every kick out, takes more energy away from the package, who moves out of the way of that drop kick. And Luger now back in control, big clothesline. Takes down Valentine. He hit that maneuver out of nowhere. 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by the Hammer. I thought that could have been it for the, Valentine there. Luger nailed that clothesline out of nowhere. Big right hand. Could it be? It is. He's setting him up for the torture rack. Has Valentine locked in the middle of the ring. Can Valentine escape the torture rack? The referee's in position. He's asking Valentine if he wants to give up. And Luger lets him out. I think he knew that Hammer wasn't going to submit. And Luger now working over the arm of the Hammer, Valentine. Valentine was in that torture rack for quite a while, was not going to submit. And I think Luger knew that, so he let him out of the maneuver. And now look at this, Valentine making a comeback. And again, going to work on the leg of Luger. Again, and a big elbow drop to the back of the head. I think Luger's been knocked out. Valentine hooks the leg. 1, 2, and no, a kick out of 2 by Luger. We thank you so much for joining us here as Valentine hooks in the figure 4. Luger in trouble. Can Luger escape? It's locked in the middle of the ring. The figure 4 locked in. Can Luger escape? He may have to tap and fight another day, but no, Valentine lets him out. I think that was another situation we saw earlier where Valentine knew that Luger wasn't going to submit. So we let him out of the maneuver, and Valentine, the veteran that he is, working the leg still of the total package. What a matchup to spin. Valentine hooks the leg. Is Luger going to kick out? 1, 2, and 3. And Valentine, I would call that an upset victory over the total package. And he has definitely moved up the rankings with that victory here over the total package Lex Luger. And Valentine may have just earned himself a future U.S. title match with that victory right here tonight. We have much more Wrestling Legends Alliance. Don't go away. And an impressive victory for Greg the Hammer Valentine over the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, the total package Lex Luger. And yes, Greg Valentine will be considered for a future opportunity when the title is on the line. Last week here on Gotmark76, the Macho Man Randy Savage was set to take on the Latin heartthrob Al Perez. However, Yokozuna took out Al Perez prior to the matchup and of course exchanged blows with the Macho Man. This week, the Macho Man takes on the Big Boss Man. Let's head down the ringside. And welcome back to the Wrestling Legends Alliance. And Greg the Hammer Valentine with a big victory over the total package in our opening contest. And this is our next matchup here as the Macho Man Randy Savage is about to take on the Big Boss Man.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Of course, our big main event coming up tonight.
From Sarasota, Florida.
NWA World Champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, teams up with World Wrestling Federation Champion Hulk Hogan. And they take on Andre the Giant and Nature Boy Ric Flair. That match coming up next when the Macho Man and the Big Boss Man settle things in the ring. As Savage makes his way to the ring. We have it on good authority to report that next week we will see the newly crowned U.S. Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express. They will be in tag team action. And what is this? Wait a second. Macho Man was set to go against the Big Boss Man.
Weighing in at 558 pounds.
What is this? Yokozuna making his way to the ring. We saw last week when the Macho Man was set to face an opponent that Yokozuna took out Savage's scheduled opponent. I can only imagine the same thing happened here. But it looks like this match is going to be official as Yokozuna makes his way to the ring. And we are going to have the Macho Man Randy Savage take on Yokozuna. There's the bell and away we go. As Yokozuna, using his size and strength, takes down the Macho Man. Savage now trying to fight back. Yoko with a chop, a big uppercut. And Yokozuna with a sawdust. Beautiful slam. Takes down Savage, goes for the cover one. And a kick out at one by the Macho Man. We saw this last week. The Macho Man was set to wrestle in action, and Yokozuna took out Macho Man's opponent, then went to the ring, and these two men made blows. And I, of course, signed the match that the Macho Man was going to take on the Big Boss Man, but hey, look, maybe the Macho Man, or maybe the Boss Man, made a deal with Yokozuna in the back and gave Yoko his opportunity here. But this match is official. And they've been wanting to get their hands on each other for a while, so why not? We're going to stick with it. As Yokozuna follows Macho Man out to the floor. And again, back and forth action here in the Wrestling Legends Alliance. Savage now in control, working over Yokozuna on the outside. Has to be careful not to be counted out here. But still plenty of time. The count's only at the 3, and the referee being very lenient with that count. Savage takes down Yokozuna with a kick. And Yokozuna had enough, went back into the ring. I can't say I blame Yokozuna, as the Macho Man was in control on the outside. And now both men back into the ring, and look at that. Yokozuna catches Savage, and I wouldn't say it was a thigh to the head. And Savage returns the effort with a kick to the head of Yokozuna. Back and forth action here. A scoop slam. Are you kidding me? Down goes Yokozuna. Is that enough to put him away? Savage on top. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 by Yokozuna. And now Savage climbing the top rope. Could it be the elbow drop from the top rope? He has Yokozuna lined up. He aims. He leaps. He nails it. Hooks the leg. Referee in position. 1, 2, and 3. The Macho Man Randy Savage with a big victory here in the Wrestling Legends Alliance. What a match this was. Both men wanting to get their hands on each other. And look at that, scoop slam by the Macho Man. Another aerial shot. He would not get the pinfall victory there. But he would nail that elbow. Look at that. That elbow drop off the top rope. Picture perfect. Hooks the leg. And that was all she wrote.
Here is your winner, Macho Man.
Fans, don't go away. Our main event is next. As Hulk Hogan teams with Dusty Rhodes. And they take on Andre the Giant and Nature Boy Ric Flair. We'll be right back. So an impromptu matchup as Yokozuna taking the place of the Big Boss Man and the Macho Man Randy Savage really getting a measure of revenge from last week's attack and the Macho Man with a big victory over Yokozuna. I don't know if we've seen the last between these two men, but the Macho Man continues to move up the ranks here in the Wrestling Legends Alliance. Fans, it is now time for our big main event. It is a tag team match, and on one side of the ring, you have the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby, and he'll be teaming with the World Wrestling Federation Champion, Hulk Hogan, and they will be taking on Andre the Giant and Nature Boy Ric Flair. Of course, Dusty Rhodes defeated Nature Boy Ric Flair night 2 of the Great American Bash, available on demand here on the Gotmark76 YouTube channel. And just a few weeks ago, Hulk Hogan defeated Andre the Giant for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. So this tag team match, interpromotional, falls under the Wrestling Legends Alliance. And let's sit down the ringside for our big main event. And welcome back. It is time for our big main event as the American Dream Dusty Rhodes teams with Hulk Hogan, and they take on Ric Flair and Andre the Giant. Of course, Dusty Rhodes defeated Ric Flair for the NWA World title back at the Great American Bash, and Hulk Hogan defeated Andre the Giant for the World Wrestling Federation title just a few weeks ago on Gotmark76 this week. So a dream tag team match as Dusty Rhodes takes down Flair, makes a tag. Here comes Hogan. And Hogan and Flair going at it. Flair has Hogan, but Hogan, using his weight to his advantage, picks up Flair into a power slam, and down to the mat goes the Nature Boy. Hogan now hooks the leg, referee in position 1, and a kick out at 1 by Flair. Hogan has Flair up and a choke slam down to the mat, a maneuver I'm not used to seeing from Hulk Hogan. And Hogan now has Flair, setting him up for a suplex. And down to the mat goes the Nature Boy, as Hogan, trying to rally the fans here in the arena behind him, picks up Flair. And Flair able to fight his way out of that with a series of elbows. And a shoulder block takes down Hogan. And now Flair makes a tag, and here comes Andre the Giant. These two men, no strangers to each other, as Hogan and Andre have exchanged the World Heavyweight Championship. It started back in May at Saturday night's main event when Andre the Giant defeated Hulk Hogan. Andre successfully defended the title at the Great American Bash against Hogan. But then, due to popular demand, inside of a 15-foot high steel cage, Hulk Hogan regained the World Heavyweight title. Hogan makes a tag, and here comes the Dream. And Andre has been busted open. Dusty sees it, goes for the cover. 1, 2. And a kick out of 2 by Andre the Giant. And look at this, the frequent tags of Hogan and Rhodes. Look, I'm going to say it. Maybe neither man wants to be in the ring the longer that they are. And down goes Hogan. That's what I'm talking about. The more that Hogan or Dusty are in the ring, the greater a chance to be injured. And Andre with a power bomb to Hogan on the outside floor. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. And now Andre with a power slam on the concrete floor to Hogan. Hogan in a world of trouble. Count is up to 3. Hogan and Andre fighting it out on the floor here. Andre needs to be careful. He's been busted open. That blood could run into his eyes. Hogan back into the ring. That's going to break the count. 7. Andre back in the ring. Oh, and a clothesline barely stuns Andre. Hogan now in trouble. Overhead suplex by Andre takes down Hogan. All 4 of these men current or former world champions. What a main event we have. Andre on top one, and a kick out of one by Hogan. And Dusty takes a shot at Andre while he's down. All four men in the ring, they're going at it here. The fans have risen. Hogan has Flair and drapes him across the top turnbuckle. And another overhead suplex by Andre takes over Hogan. Pandemonium has broken loose here in our main event. Oh, and an earthquake splash down across the chest of the Hulkster. Andre picks up Hogan. And now taking Hogan to his corner, rams him head first. And we're going to see some double team maneuver on the part of Flair and Andre. Flair now working over Hogan, picks him up and drops him across his knee. Goes for the cover. Is that enough? 1, 2, and no! Hogan makes it to the ropes. Flair can't believe it. But Hogan made it to the ropes as the referee's hand was coming down for 3. Hogan trying desperately to make a tag, and I think Flair's going to let him. I think Flair wants Dusty. Makes the tag. Here comes Rhodes. And now Dusty has Flair, throws him into the turnbuckle. Oh, and Dusty working the leg of the Nature Boy. Flair wanted Dusty, he got him, and now he may be regretting that decision as Dusty with a Russian leg sweep takes down the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Rhodes with a series of lefts. Another series of lefts, here it comes. He's hooting, he's tooting, and a big right hand takes down Flair. Is that enough to put away the Nature Boy? Dusty drags him to the center of the ring, goes for the cover. Leg is hooked. 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by Flair. Dusty shimmied, he shook, and he nailed that big right hand. But Flair able to kick out in the Greco-Roman rake of the back. Big clothesline takes down Flair. Dusty in control, picks up the Nature Boy. And rams him head first, and now Flair's been busted open. So both members of Flair and Andre have been busted open here. But a beautiful butterfly suplex by the Nature Boy takes up... Oh no, he's setting up Dusty for a pile driver. And spikes him down to the mat. Look at that big gash over the left eye of Ric Flair. He makes a tag. Here comes Andre back in, who has a gash over his forehead. And Andre going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by Dusty Rhodes. Oh, Andre introducing the forehead of the American Dream into the knee and an elbow drop. That has to be all. Referee counts 1, 2, and 3. No, a kick out. Barely by Dusty Rhodes. I think Flair thought that was over too. And now Andre setting up Dusty Rhodes. What's he have in store here? A big kick. Throws Dusty into the ropes. Big boot takes down Andre. And Andre makes a tag, and here comes Flair. Flair would just love to pin Dusty Rhodes in this tag team match. Goes for the cover. He may get his wish. 1, 2, and 3. He does it. Nature Boy Ric Flair with a bit of revenge against the American Dream. Dusty Rhodes gets the victory for his team in our big main event here. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from earlier in the contest. There's the shimmy, the shake, and the big right hand by Dusty Rhodes. Flair was able to kick out and then nail that pile driver. And Dusty Rhodes, I think it was the maneuver of ramming Dusty's head into Andre's knee that knocked out Dusty Rhodes. But Andre wanted Flair to get the cover. Or so I believe. I may be putting words in their minds, but Dusty kicked out of that elbow drop, did not kick out when Flair went for the cover. Fans, we thank you for joining us here. We'll head back to the studios. So the former world champions with a small measure of revenge against the current world champions as Ric Flair pins the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. Of course, we will not see the end of those two going at it. Ric Flair is due his rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that match yet to be signed will be coming your way in the upcoming weeks. Fans, we thank you so much for joining us here on the Wrestling Legends Alliance. We have a great show lined up for you next week. Our big main event will feature the AWA World Title on the line as gentleman Chris Adams challenges Curt Hennig. We thank you so much for joining us here this week on the Wrestling Legends Alliance, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.